We're back and we're better, and welcome to another show of The Gallery. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Nico. We're here to present to you guys another round of documentaries from our talented filmmakers.
Yep, you better hang on in tight because today's lineup is gonna have you on the edge of your seats. We're talking about deep dive into personal journeys, challenges, and what else, Nico?
From personal fears to creative struggles, and even the unseen sacrifices of everyday workers, these stories remind us just how much we take for granted.
And of course, we'll have Adham, our weather and entertainment roundup, later on in the show. But first...
Adham, what's the weekend looking like?
Thank you, Nico. Greetings, everybody. I welcome you all to Bipolar April. We are in one of, if not the most interesting months of all when it comes to weather. Absolutely radical shifts in numbers. Large shifts in numbers over a small period of time. The recent ice storm, which left us at -5 degrees this last Wednesday, and soaking wet, and followed by a 15-degree springy day afterwards, just to take a nosedive to -3 that same night. But now you may all be asking, what's next? Well, for the weekend, going well into the week, we get loads of precipitation. Temps will consistently stay mostly in the single digits for the next 5 days. The 11 degrees is a wet 11 degrees. But it's when you least need it, when the damn sun decides to poke its lovely, fugly face and shine it everywhere. You heard me right. This next week is mostly sunny in the grand scheme of things, except for the weekend and Blue Monday. How convenient indeed. You better wear a sweater, but bring your sunglasses out with you. The blue over here is the recent ice storm that is now moving northeast, that has long passed southern Ontario and most of Canada right now. These rain clouds are all moving from the south to the northeast towards southern Ontario and ending up passing Newfoundland and Labrador, touching the Atlantic Ocean. The eastbound jet stream exists all over North America, and the predominantly eastwards blowing winds are the golden rule of the jet stream in this continent. Come back later for your weekend roundup. Back to you, Nico.
Thanks, Adham. Now let's get into our first documentary of the night. But, Key, how are you reading a book right now when we have this incredible, amazing, immaculate show to run?
Huh? Oh, well, you see, reading this book allows me to tap into my inner writer. To be or not to be? That is the question.
Shakespeare? You're reading a film director's book.
You don't understand, Nico. Us writers have to stay up day and night writing out whatever comes to mind and then throwing it away after.
Keith, since when did you all of a sudden declare yourself a writer? I tried writing a novel once. Turns out 200 pages of me ranting about my favorite snacks isn't exactly a bestseller.
Obviously, you don't have what it takes. Now let's check out someone who knows how us writers really feel.
On the season finale of Lincoln Heights. More Cousin Skeeter next.
Part of a Cousin Skeeter double play.
Right here in the Nickel Ozone.
Push my ego out the way, let you know it'll be okay. Yeah. Whenever times get rough, you ain't gotta be tough. Find a way, find a way we can pass through.
Artists once lived whose work was always half finished, left to fade. An artist once lived whose work was always half finished, left to fade. An artist once lived whose work was always half finished. Grandpa! Hey,
How are you, Sonny?
I hope I'm not disturbing you.
No. Is everything okay?
I'm not sure.
Not sure?
Remember when you used to think I was good at writing?
Used to? Don't be ridiculous.
I'm being serious, Grandpa.
Listen, Sonny. You have to let your mind breathe. Why don't you take a walk? Talk to people. Read something. And just let your thoughts run free. Writing doesn't come easily. Don't force them. Write about yourself. I'm sure you've got a good story to tell.
I hadn't been writing for a long time, and I just got caught up in a lot of the stuff that life throws your way as you get older. I'm in my first year of university. I've been working a lot, and I just haven't really sat down to write something good in a long time. So when I tried to do that, I felt like this sort of panic, like I lost my spark. And since writing was such a big part of my life, I felt like I'd lost myself. In that moment, I didn't know what to do. And I called my grandpa. He's always the person that I turn to. He always just knows like what to say. I feel like that put me back on the right track. I tend to get stuck a lot when working on things because I'm a perfectionist. But he reminds me that creating is not something that has to be perfect. You just do it and get it out of the way, and you can keep editing as you go on. He always says, just start. No matter what it is, just start, and you'll figure it out as you go. The best stories aren't written. They're found, hidden in the quiet moments, waiting to be uncovered.
It's my first day of class and I don't know what to expect.
But I know with every step that I take will lead me to something bigger.
Than what I first expected.
Somewhere where I can apply.
My creative vision and passion.
To a career, that's for me.
Now that's the path I've chosen. What's yours? Okay guys, we're going live in 10, 9, 8.
Do you want to go to a school that's hands-on?
8. Do you want to experience a real-world environment?
Are you a dedicated student?
Are you the next big thing?
That's for your next album.
This can be you.
Register today to become part of Centennial College's Story Art.
It's my first day, and I don't know what to expect.
But I know that every
Step that I'll take will lead me to something bigger.
than what I first expected. Somewhere where I can apply.
My creative vision and passion.
A career that's for me.
That's the path I chose. What's yours?
When university didn't work out for me, I enrolled in the Story Art Center and got more than just classes that stream anyone to any profession. Centennial gives you so much to add to your resume. For instance, this commercial. One of the projects we're working on right now. What I'm saying is, all you have to do is come to Centennial College and interact.
And hey!
Uno.
Brother, this is Monopoly, not Uno. A dice is rolled and the brain gets on the roll.
I have no idea what that means, but
That's
you
fine.
know what? I'll go with it. That's fine. The real question is, why do we have this Jenga box here?
Well, because we need to put this in the Jenga box. Anyways, let's start rolling another clip, which talks more about dice.
Actually, in my opinion, it's a good idea about the dice, but I think Adham could move to another thing. It's a little weird, these dice weird and annoying, a little, but he can go for another thing, like useful thing, like driving, sports, holding some weights in the gym, and I think it would be useful for him and for the others.
Crap. Here. Thanks. Thank you.
Adham, what do you find satisfying about these dice?
This dice, it just feels very satisfying to roll it around. It just stimulates my brain to focus more. The friction is very soothing. It's very relaxing. It helps me focus. And it's been very satisfying for 10 years now. And it's still going strong. It's a sensory thing. Almost.
Oh, does it have anything to do when you swallowed the pencil before?
Yeah. So that pencil, it was September 8th, 2018. I was 14. Beginning of grade 9, I was just lying down with that pencil that I had since 2009 when I was 5. And that pencil, it was my fidget toy for 9 years. Before, on September 8th, 2018, I swallowed it by accident when I was lying down. And my mouth was open and it just went down my throat and down into my stomach. I still felt it somewhere in this part, but I got up. My mom panicked. You were also very shocked, and I just went to grab water, and luckily it went down, and I never saw that pencil again. It didn't even come out the other way, but man, that is just a funny story. It's ridiculous. I'm glad nothing happened, but now I have this dice around that time, 2018. I had it since 2015, but fall 2018 is when it officially became my new fidget toy. And since then, I've just been fidgeting with this throughout high school and now in college. I would say this isn't, like the pencil I would take everywhere with me in public. This one I just kind of keep at home.
How much longer do you think you will have the dice?
I can't really forecast that. It's been my main fidget toy for 6.5 years. And to be honest, I don't really see it going anywhere, unless it decays, already it's starting to if you see here, it's starting to kind of fade away, the white part. Unless that decays the whole dice, it's not going anywhere. Otherwise, I don't see it going anywhere. The dice may be weird, but I don't care.
Whew, I'm super dripped out with all this ice. Nico, why are you wearing silly bands?
Yeah, and I want to embrace my own choice of jewelry. Or maybe I just forgot everything at home, but these seem fine to me.
You know what? Whatever floats your boat, Nico. Sometimes you just need a piece of jewelry that has significant value, right?
Exactly. And maybe this next doc can tell us more.
I still remember the moment she gave it to me. It was 2019. Me and my brother had just finished our first confirmation at our church. My family celebrated at Jack Astor's. There, my aunt gave me this bracelet as a gift for completing confirmation. I've held on to it ever since that day because it reminds me of that special day where me and my entire family were just celebrating and having a good time. And I will always cherish that memory, now and forever. But it wasn't always like this. I remember for the longest time I was hesitant to put it on because I thought that the bracelet brought me bad luck. Every time I would wear it, either a conflict would arise around me, or I would hear some bad news, or I'd watch a movie I really wanted to see only for it to end up being bad, all because I wore the bracelet. So I decided not to wear it anymore. But it wasn't until this doc that brought me back to this internal struggle. And I wasn't sure if I can do it. I wasn't sure if I can get my superstition past me. Until I looked at the acronym and remembered what my aunt said. If you're ever worried about something, just look at the bracelet and think to yourself, what would Jesus do? And that's exactly what I did. Jesus wouldn't let his fears control his life. He would face them head on and conquer them no matter what. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. One step at a time.
It's my first day of class and I don't know what to expect.
But I know with every step that I take will lead me to something bigger.
Than what I first expected.
Somewhere where I can apply
my creative vision and passion.
To a career, that's for me.
Now that's the path I've chosen. What's yours? Okay guys, we're going live in 10, 9, 8.
Do you want to go to a school that's hands-on?
8. Do you want to experience a real-world environment?
Are you a dedicated student?
Are you the next big thing?
That's for your next album.
This can be you.
Register today to become part of Centennial College's Story Art.
It's my first day, and I don't know what to expect.
But I know that every
Step that I'll take will lead me to something bigger.
than what I first expected. Somewhere where I can apply.
My creative vision and passion.
A career that's for me.
That's the path I chose. What's yours?
When university didn't work out for me, I enrolled in the Story Arts Center and got more than just classes that stream anyone to any profession. Centennial gives you so much to add to your resume. For instance, this commercial. One of the projects we're working on right now. What I'm saying is, all you have to do is come to Centennial College and interact.
And
Dude, I feel really drowsy. Are my eyes red?
Are you high or something?
Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you nudging and winking and stuff?
Well, since you asked, you're in luck because I actually have eye drops to make sure that you're not looking as high.
Ha, nice try. I see what you're doing there. Apparently, I heard this next doc sends us on a pretty trippy ride.
Exactly. And this doc is going to spark a flame within the next documentary created by yours truly.
I think I actually might use these.
I believe that my relationship with weed isn't necessarily a relationship, but more of a coexistence. I've been smoking we're 2025 now, right? So almost 8 years? 7 years? 7 or 8 years, just about.
So I was probably around 15 or 16. And at the time we were too young to buy from dispensaries, so we would buy off dealers.
From where I'm from, a lot of people smoke because it's kind of like a deterrent. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the city where I'm from some of the areas that I go to. So like smoking is something that some people do. Some people do it for the fun. Some people do it because they want to be cool and they want to have fun and stuff. But from personal experience, people smoke because they have something to maybe run away from or something to kind of get their mind off of. At the end of the day, being laced with a drug that you don't even know about, that's like, that's the worst thing that can happen. A lot of people do it. I think that what it is kind of getting people to fall into the trap. Like, involuntarily getting people to do it. Because what they're lacing you with they're not lacing you with like I don't know, like a vape juice. Like, They're lacing it with very hard drugs, stuff that is very hard to overcome, like fentanyl, a whole bunch of very hard drugs that are killer.
We bought weed off this guy, weed and edibles. It was the first time ever buying from him. And me and two friends, we took the edibles and smoked some weed in the forest. And I'm not sure if it was the edibles or if it was the weed, but something was wrong. And we knew that right away. I started to see like kaleidoscope vision. Like I was like looking out of a bug's eye. And we started freaking out and we were in this forest. So we were like, okay, like let's go downtown, which was a bad idea. So we went downtown, I think, to get food, and then a fire truck drove by with the sirens on, and immediately I thought that, like, we were getting attacked from the air. I thought it was an air raid siren. I was, like, completely losing my mind. I thought there was, like, planes flying over that were gonna drop a bunch of bombs. I was, like, freaking out. I ended up, like, passing out outside of a subway, like, completely unconscious. I woke up a bit later to my friends being like, yo, like, this is not okay. We all knew we got laced.
I do remember one of my friends got laced, and I remember she was telling me that she used to see things on the walls and stuff, like running up and down the walls when she was high, because she smoked it. And then after she smoked, she kind of noticed that things were moving. Like, you know, inanimate objects are becoming animate objects, and then that's when she knew something was going on. I've heard of stories of people that pass away because of laced drugs. So I personally think that's like, you know what I mean, that's something that is low. I think is low. Personally, I think it's low. Like, if you're the type of guy that is trying to do that type of thing, I feel like you should be serving to people that already do it. But if you're the type of person that's kind of getting younger people into it at such a young age, you know, 13, 14, 15, 16, that's when you're in high school, right? So, like, you know, you have teenagers getting laced with fentanyl. By 20 years old, they're already on the street. You know what I mean? That's something that I've seen happen before, so it's nothing to play with.
If I were to give advice to someone young about smoking weed, I would honestly say to never do it. From my experience and like friends that I've had, like, it does do serious damage to your brain. Like, I have friends who started smoking when they were really young and they got schizophrenia. Like, it's really bad. And stuff like that, it's not worth it, you know, smoking weed for a couple of years and it really does mess up your mind. Like, it's not worth it for the rest of your life. You know, at least I would say wait till your brain fully develops at 25. I think it's unfortunate that this country legalized it for such a young age. Like, as soon as you turn 19, you can buy weed, and that's 6 years before your brain fully develops. That's 6 years of damage you can do, and it's completely legal, and it's completely normal and accepted. And as someone who smoked weed every day for a long time, I really recommend against it. I think it's a bad drug, and I don't think people play it up as much as they really should. I think it does serious damage, and yeah, from my experience and friends I have, it's done definitely more bad than good, for sure.
Before we wrap up, we have another documentary in the Walk Together series, created by Fong, Matt, Gabby, and Nico. Wait, aren't you hosting this one, Nico?
Oh, shoot, you're right. A little birdie told me that I gotta bounce. I'll see you on the flip side.
Okay, when will he learn? When will he learn?
Toronto is full of hidden gems, and today we're exploring one of its most unique and creative spaces, the Guild Inn Estate, a place where history, arts, and creativity come together in some place that feels almost magical. Let's take a walk together. At the heart of the property itself is the Guild Inn. What was once a private residence turned into a hotel. It was later abandoned until 2017, when a development group turned it into an event center, offering people the ability to celebrate amongst the beautiful glories that this park itself. Standing here today, it's hard to believe that this place has been through so many transformations since 1914. From a private residence to an artist colony, and now a venue that blends history with modern elegance. But to really understand the beauty of this place, we need to take a closer look at what makes it special. These stones here were once found on the original Toronto Star building in downtown Toronto. They now sit here as a stark reminder of Toronto's journalistic history and the importance of preserving creative history in the city of Toronto. These columns could once be found at 60 King Street West, otherwise known as the Bank of Toronto. They now stand here somewhat as an arch into the history of the Gildan estate. This is the Greek Theater, one of the park's most iconic pieces.
Inspired by ancient Greek amphitheaters, it's a place where performance once brought art and storytelling to life. Today, it stands as a quiet yet powerful reminder of the creative spirit that has always lived here. To commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Guild Inn, Rosa and Spencer Clark built an open-air theater from remnants of the Bank of Toronto building.
And this is the perfect way to end our walk. A view that stretches endlessly, much like the history of this great space. I'm back, and I'm not freezing cold anymore, and that's great. Let's check in with Adham for our weekend roundup.
Alrighty. Thank you, Nico. Welcome back, everybody. Time for your weekend roundup. There is no sign of Easter this year till April 20th, but that's okay, because this weekend we celebrate April Falls, the start of it. To go more in depth, this entire weekend is covered with precipitation. This Saturday, absolutely suffocating in 12 millimeters of rainfall. Temps seem to actually be average for April on this day. This Sunday, we celebrate day 2 of April Falls. Slightly less rainfall, but present rainfall. Air temps may be 8 degrees, but it's April, and with wind chills, it's giving 3 degrees. Wear a windbreaker or don't go out. But to add to the cherry on top, ooh, we get some on and off wet flurries that same night, continuing well into the week with about 4 centimeters of snow accumulation. Huzzah! Yeah, thankfully we get the privilege of not having to go Easter egg hunting during this weekend. Yuck! That can wait for another time. Natalia has kidnapped the Easter Bunny anyway, so he has other things to worry about right now. Anyway, hope you guys stay warm and dry. Continuing in the gallery. Cheers.
Thank you, Adham. And that's another show in the can. Huge thanks to all of our incredible, wonderful filmmakers.
And of course, thank you to you guys for watching. But before we leave y'all, we got one last surprise for you. Yet again, some live music. Woohoo!
Let's go metal.
Woo, 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 woo.
Together!